What's up, everybody? Back at it again with another reaction for y'all. It looks like we got some new Marvel news coming out right now. It looks like some news on the Black Panther, because I don't know if y'all been following, but they are going to recast Black Panther for the upcoming Doomsday and Secret Wars and all that and so on. We're going to be introduced to a new Black Panther that's going to come. Basically, I think he's going to come from a new universe. Well, not a new universe, but another universe, and he's going to be coming to ours because of the whole events of Secret Wars and everything like that. But now we got some news of the actor that's most likely going to be playing it. I don't know for sure, but I've been hearing his name a whole lot. Damson Idris, if y'all don't know who he is, if y'all ever watched Snowfall, good ass show, Snowfall. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's a really good show. Once it got towards the end a little bit, it kind of slowed down a little bit, but it gave a good explanation. But Damson Idris, he did a damn good job in that show. And for him putting on a West Coast accent and being from, the UK and everything like that. But let's go ahead and get into this news from Emergency Awesome, his video talking about Marvel's new Black Panther. So we're going to go ahead and get into it and see what he's talking about. And y'all going to hear some feedback and everything from me. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. There's been a lot of questions about what Marvel's plan is for the future of the Black Panther character. Who are they going to make the new adult version of T'Challa? Are they going to recast somebody? Are they just going to age up the young T'Challa Jr. character? There have been a lot of questions about who they're going to cast to actually play that character in the next couple of years. It sounds like we actually got some answers to what's going on with that, so we'll break it all down. Just because of all the upcoming new versions of characters that we're expecting to see through Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars, and Marvel Phase 7, like all the brand new stuff like Black Panther 3 that's going to be coming after that. This new Black Panther is probably one of the most important characters Marvel has coming to the MCU in the next couple of years.
And the reason why Black Panther is so important, because if y'all haven't read the comic book of Secret War, Black Panther plays a big part in the whole Doomsday arc and everything like that. He basically is one of the people to help defeat Doctor Doom in Secret Wars and everything like that. So that's the reason why Black Panther is so important. And it's going to be important for these next couple of movies and everything like that, because he has a big role to play.
To the X-Men. Because we have the Fantastic Four movie coming up soon, we're doing the ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and just let me know what you want them to do with Black Panther after Black Panther 3 and we see this new version show up during Avengers Secret Wars. Most of the time I see people asking questions about Black Panther and Storm getting together. Like now they actually have a chance that they can do that if they're introducing a new adult version of T'Challa at some point. But a little while ago, all that concept art leaked for Avengers Secret Wars, and amongst it was an adult version of T'Challa that we'd never seen before inside the MCU. So a lot of people assume that meant that Marvel plans to introduce him during Avengers Secret Wars, and then he'll go on to Black Panther 3, and he'll just be the new version of Black Panther in the MCU permanently after that. There are a lot of people that thought that he looked a lot like Damson Idris, and then recently during an interview for the F1 movie that he's in right now, kind of confirms that he is talking to Marvel about being that new Black Panther.
The next Black Panther. Have you had any conversations about that? Yes or no?
Yes, no.
By the way, the yes, no means yes.
Hi, my name is Tami.
That boy tried to hide it. He tried to hide it. Hold on, let me get past
And I would like to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young...
I don't have premium YouTube.
That is exactly what you say when you're definitely in talks with Marvel and you don't want to get shot by Kevin Feige and his snipers. Based on the progression right now with Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars, and Black Panther 3, it sounds like their plan is to leave Shuri as the Black Panther for Avengers Doomsday, and then when we get to Avengers Secret Wars, they bring back more multiverse characters, they introduce more really big twists, just because some of the narrative opportunities that something like Battleworld from the more recent Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars actually offers them, they can get way, way crazier with the story, and it's way easier to believe some of these huge twists, like an adult version of this young T'Challa Jr. showing up. And now it does seem like Marvel's plan is to, instead of just straight up recast a version of T'Challa Black Panther, they will just age up his son, and he will be the new Black Panther, eventually taking the mantle from Shuri once he is of age. So it's sort of Marvel having its cake and eating it too. Like, they didn't want to straight up recast Chadwick Boseman's version of Black Panther because they felt like he was so iconic.
I like what they're doing. I like that they're aging him up as his son, basically. So, it's not going to just be another T'Challa. It's going to be T'Challa Jr. But he's just aged up from a different universe. So you won't see him in Doomsday, but you will see him in Secret Wars. And like I say, Secret Wars, he has a big role to play. So you will see him a lot probably in Secret Wars.
But it really does seem like Marvel has been missing. It really needs a traditional version of T'Challa Black Panther for a lot of the core stories from the comics that it wants to do, and that's why they're going to age this young version of the character up. Everybody let me know in the comments what you think about Damson Idris being the new version of that Black Panther. It's still going to be a long ways before Avengers Secret Wars actually hits screens, so it is possible that they could find somebody else if they want, but it just sounds like Damson Idris is definitely at the top of their list right now. Most of what we know about Black Panther 3, which is supposed to come after Avengers Secret Wars, actually comes from Denzel Washington. Thank you very much for joining the Spoiler Bros. Denzel Washington is going to be a big character in the movie. This is the clip of him leaking that a while ago. He said he got in really big trouble with Kevin Feige and Marvel for doing that, but he's Denzel, like he doesn't care about this. Like, him being in Black Panther 3 is more of a favor to them than it is them doing him.
If y'all think Denzel Washington is gonna play a good guy in Black Panther, y'all sadly mistaken. He's actually gonna be the bad guy. So this is gonna be a one-off role because he said he doesn't want a major role in Marvel like that to do multiple films. So this is gonna be a one-off role for Denzel Washington because he said he wanted to do a comic book movie before he retires. So this is him doing his comic book movie. He's gonna have his one-off role and he's gonna be a villain. I forgot the name of the villain. Not too big on who it is. I forgot. I just know he's a villain.
Him a favor.
After that, Ryan Coogler is writing a part for me in the next Black Panther. After that, I'm going to do the film Othello. After that, I'm going to do King Lear. After that, I'm going to retire.
The current report is that he's going to be one of the villains of the movie, if not the main villain. But the even bigger news is the whole reason why Kevin Feige announced that Black Panther 3, normally they'd wait to the last possible minute to announce something, is because he was actually revealing that one of his most powerful producers inside Marvel was actually leaving the studio, like was quitting Marvel. So it's an absolutely wild way to announce your next biggest movie that's coming out as part of like this really huge franchise that's earned you so much money. It'd be like Kevin Feige talking about bringing Daredevil and Kingpin back, and within that, like a couple minutes into his conversation was like, oh, and by the way, we're also going to be doing Spider-Man 4. Daredevil's probably going to be in that movie too. Like, wait a minute, we have so many more questions now. The producer who quit Marvel is Nate Moore. He's been like Kevin Feige's second in command for a long time, like one of the most powerful producers at Marvel since back in Marvel Phase 1. He didn't really become a huge person inside the Marvel eco-structure till like Marvel Phase 2 though, on the Captain America movies. But one of the upcoming movies that Nate Moore was attached to was the Iron Man Armor Wars movie. So it sounds like some of his future projects at Marvel did get canceled just because so many movies and TV shows got suddenly canceled when Marvel pulled way back to do more quality control. And typically when a producer this big, earning this much money, doing this well at a big studio like Marvel leaves, is for a couple different reasons. He hits a ceiling just in terms of authority, control that he has over the actual movies that he works on, because Kevin Feige is always going to be the boss at Marvel. Like, you're never going to get promoted above Kevin Feige. Some of the projects that he was working on got canceled, so like he doesn't have projects that are coming up after Black Panther 3. And just in general, he wants to start working on non-Marvel movies that are truly his own projects that he has total control over. There's also a bit of a money factor here in play too. Like, it always comes back to money too. When you're working on your own projects, you have total control over. Typically, they earn more money on those projects than the people working under Kevin Feige at Marvel. Kevin Feige said that there's no bad blood with him actually leaving the studio, and he's still going to be doing Black Panther 3 with them, even though by the time they start filming...
Yeah, I wish Nate would have never left, though. He was a good reason why the production of Black Panther was good and everything, and his input and everything was really important to those movies. And but yeah, Marvel still got to move on once a person leaves and everything. So you still got to move on, and hopefully find somebody a little different that knows Black Panther, knows the lore and everything. So I mean, I know Kevin Feige does, but Kevin Feige he doesn't like to put all that pressure on himself. He's the man behind the scenes and everything. So but shout out to Nate, even though I know you're not gonna see this video, but shout out to Nate.
He'll have left Marvel for a couple years. So there's no big conspiracy or anything like that. Like, it's a very standard Hollywood situation, even with non-big comic book movie franchises.
Why was Thor crying?
Every month, this Airbnb pays me in semi-passive income. Now, here's the thing. I don't own it, and I don't.
Even though Vision seemed like he destroyed Ultron at the end of Age of Ultron, Ultron is not dead. Like, his code still exists. It's just dormant right now. So part of that movie would have been like the return of Ultron, but a lot.
And I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to see the Armor Wars and the return of Ultron and all that stuff. I know a lot of it had to do with them killing off Iron Man and everything like that. So it kind of messed up a lot of stuff. Because I know it was supposed to be in Rhodey's movie and all that stuff, and him being the star of it. But a lot of people think that it wasn't going to be able to hold very well without Robert Downey Jr. and everything as Iron Man. So I think that's one of the reasons why they scrapped it. I'm not sure. But to me, I think Armor Wars would have been a pretty cool movie to see, and then see the return of Ultron and everything like that, him in a different form. So we'll never get a chance to see it because they canceled it now. So
out of that plot now, because it's been a canceled movie, they've also incorporated into the brand new Vision TV series that we'll see episodes.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about that. They did say that they was gonna incorporate a little bit of that into the Vision Quest show. So hopefully we'll see something with Ultron. Hopefully.
Episodes for in 2026. They literally just announced that James Spader is coming back as Ultron during that. Namor isn't listed on the Black Panther TV series Eyes of Wakanda, but that's not really critical to the plot of Black Panther 3. I'll talk about that TV series later in this video because we'll get episodes for that during 2025 next year. The bigger news behind the scenes, and I think this gets back to everybody wanting them to recast Black Panther with like a new version of T'Challa, is that because Kevin Feige and Marvel are letting Ryan Coogler take as much time as he wants to actually write Black Panther 3, now it's not going to come out till after Secret Wars. So I would say earliest we see that movie is going to be in 2027. Remember, Secret Wars is supposed to come out in May 2027. So like any of the dates later in the year right after that. Meaning that would be released in sort of like the reboot era of the MCU because they're using Secret Wars to do like a soft reboot, recast actors that they want to, change backstories. So that just everything exists on the same Earth in the same universe and it all makes sense going forward. You don't need like 10 different universes to explain where all these different characters come from. So there are a couple of things that Marvel can do now with the plot of Black Panther 3 that they couldn't do before when they were originally going to release Black Panther 3 before Secret Wars. They can either age up the young T'Challa Jr. and make him the new Black Panther by the end of Black Panther 3 and then going into Black Panther 4, just because they will make 1 billion Black Panther movies till the heat death of the universe. Or they can just use this as an opportunity to recast T'Challa because we're probably going to see a multiverse version of T'Challa Black Panther in Secret Wars. Like somebody like Killmonger will come from another universe and he'll be Black Panther from that universe. Either way, just expect to see multiverse Black Panthers in the next couple years with the next couple Avengers movies.
And that's going to be crazy. Like I said, I did hear reports of Michael B. Jordan coming back as like multiple characters for Secret Wars. I heard him coming back to be like a version of Black Panther, Human Torch, and they said something about Ghost Rider. I don't know if that's legit or not, but I saw reports of that, and that's crazy if he's coming back doing all that. And then you have Damson Idris coming back being a version of Black Panther, also from a different universe. So we're gonna see a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like I said, once Secret Wars come out, this movie's gonna have to be like 10 times bigger than Infinity War at Endgame. So it's going to be crazy. Y'all just keep on the lookout for that. And boy, that's all I can tell you. It's going to be crazy. And hopefully Marvel can pull it off because they're going to have a lot under their belt to pull off with this one.
But I do think that Marvel has wanted to do more of the traditional big Black Panther stories from the comics and make them more comic book accurate. It's just that the past couple of years, they've had a big problem doing that with Chadwick Boseman passing away and then them having to pivot to Shuri Black Panther. So I think likely Shuri will be the main Black Panther at the beginning of Black Panther 3. Then by the end of that movie, she will have given up the mantle.
Do you have a car? And do you have a clean driving record? Did you know you could pay as low as...
And it'll either be a recast version of T'Challa that shows up, or it'll be the younger T'Challa Jr., who they've aged up to the point where he can actually take the mantle. This was the big arc that Ryan Coogler said that he wanted to tell with the Black Panther stories that they'll likely incorporate to Black Panther 3. The thing about that story is that he doesn't need to make T'Challa Jr. the new Black Panther yet in order to tell that, but it makes more sense if he is the new Black Panther, so we'll see how that all plays out. And at least the way things are shaping up, post-Secret Wars, they're focusing less on multiverse aspects. I think Black Panther 3 is also meant to be more of an Earth-based MCU movie with not a lot of multiverse elements, more like Captain America Brave New World is more of an Earth-based movie, as opposed to something like Deadpool and Wolverine, which is like full-on multiverse. Generally, I think they're taking that Deadpool joke to heart, where like people are slowly getting tired of the multiverse story of it all, and they want to just get back to more core MCU stories. Which is also why I don't think that Denzel Washington's villain will be a multiverse villain. He'll be somebody from the MCU who they just haven't done yet from the comics, or a spin on a comic book villain that they just changed for the course of the movie. So for everybody that wants to see Black Panther, for instance, get together with Storm inside the MCU in live action, they can actually do that in Black Panther 3, now that after that we'll be doing a whole bunch of X-Men stuff. But that...
Maybe they might introduce a version of Black Panther that's coming from a different universe, married to Storm. Maybe they might introduce that. You might see them both come into the movie in Secret Wars. Both of them come to our universe and they're together, which is crazy. So I know a lot of people want to see that because they want to see a comic book accurate version of Black Panther and Storm being together and all that stuff. And y'all know, I don't know if y'all noticed what they did with Black Panther, but you know, Black Panther and Storm ended up getting a divorce, and come to find out Black Panther's got a biracial baby. I don't know if y'all saw that, but if y'all haven't, y'all need to look into that. It's crazy. And he basically comes to Wakanda and claims his right to the throne and ends up defeating Black Panther and end up getting the throne in Wakanda. So, which is crazy. But if y'all haven't seen that, go ahead. I suggest you go ahead and check it out. It's crazy.
That would be like a Black Panther 4 kind of twist. When it comes to that Black Panther TV series, that's mostly meant to be an animated series about the Hatut Zeraze going around the world to try and protect vibranium from different villains across different eras. So the opportunity there is that we see different versions of Black Panther across ancient history. We're also supposed to see an ancient version of Iron Fist, but I'll do more videos about that when we actually get more details. Ryan Coogler is also executive producer on the Ironheart series. They're basically binge dropping that in 2 different weeks. There'll be 6 episodes across 2 weeks. I'll do at least 1 video for each.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have faith in this show, but I actually do want to watch it. Like, I do want to see what it's going to be about. I just want to watch it just to watch it. I'm not a big Riri Williams fan and everything like that. So, but I do check out every Marvel thing that comes on Disney Plus, all the Marvel movies and everything. I do check them out because I like to see what they show and, you know, see the connectivity with everything that's going on. So, and then we supposed to get Mephisto in this. So we're going to see Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto in this. Supposedly, we keep it up. Hopefully we do see it. So
each of the dumps of episodes that they do. I'll try to post that stuff as fast as possible, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss anything. Everybody click here for that brand new Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Doom teaser, and click here for all my other Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
all right. Well, like I said, this is the news on the Black Panther situation. You know, either way they go, you know, if they age up T'Challa's son, or if they bring in a Black Panther from another universe, I'm down for whatever. Like I said, Black Panther plays a big part in Secret Wars. And so, you know, they got to have him in this, regardless of whichever way they go. But I'm interested. You know, I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see Denzel Washington in the Black Panther 3 movie and everything, and see what he's gonna be. Like I said, he's gonna be a villain. He's not gonna be no superhero or nothing like that. He's gonna be a villain, and just a one-off villain at that. And you know, Marvel's got a big, big pants to fill because they messed up a whole lot, so they're trying to correct everything with this soft reboot. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm mad we got to wait till December for the next Avenger movie, then the following December for the next one. Not this December, but the next December, we got to wait for Doomsday. And then Secret Wars is 2027. So we still, 2.5 years left till we actually get the reboot of MCU and everything. And you're going to see fully different stuff going on. You're going to see some of the same characters and everything, but then you're going to see a lot of new faces in the MCU. So, ain't going to be no more multiverses. It's going to be everybody X-Men and Avengers and all these people all on one Earth. So, no more jumping all these different dimensions and stuff like that. So, but y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let your boy know. For real. Like I say, like, comment, subscribe. Let your boy know. Hit the comments down below and let your boy know what y'all feel and what y'all think is going to happen. Like I said, I'm a big Marvel fan, so I like to hear people's comments and everything. I read comments. I do respond to people and everything. So, but like I said, comment, and make sure y'all check the handles up above and everything. Support your boy, please. Just support your boy. I'm trying to do something, even though, it's hard, it's hard, but I'm trying to get used to doing all this stuff and everything. But until then, peace out. Y'all have a good day. Peace out, y'all.